Be a former Navy SEAL and author of Enemies, Foreign and Domestic, a SEAL's Story. Good to see you this morning.
Thanks for having me.
All right, the longer this goes on, the more we get reports after the fact from people who were concerned about the behavior,
right.
The neighbors, the imam, and apparently a recruiter had been operating out of this area and bringing in a lot of disaffected young people from this neighborhood. Why wasn't this caught?
And was known. And look, I'm the first person to hit the Islamic community on policing their own. And guess what? This is one of the few times that I can actually say they did police their own. They told authorities many times that this was a problem. This mosque had recruiters, that there were people doing suspicious and nefarious things around them. And the authorities in the UK did nothing. We've seen this time and time again. Now, in America, you're protected by certain liberties. But in Great Britain, they don't have the same constitution as us. They have 3,500 people under surveillance that are considered threats. Why are these people still in the country? They've brought this on themselves in the UK, and if they don't do something about it, it's going to be real bad.
I mean, this young man, the suspected bomber, he was born there. I mean, his parents came apparently as refugees trying to escape
from
the Gaddafi regime. Yeah, but they were going back and forth.
By the way, we helped them overthrow. They come here, and now he's radicalized against the very people that helped.
Well, that's the thing, is that, you know, there's all this talk about a former law enforcement official there in Manchester said these people are here, but they feel very isolated from the community. They don't fit in, and it's a perfect stew, essentially, for ISIS to say, come with us.
Well, here's a reality check, is they did feel isolated from the community because they isolate themselves. They move into similar communities, and it happened here in America with everybody coming from, Ireland, from Germany. Everybody came here, did the same thing, but they've isolated themselves in these communities. They've made no attempt to assimilate to the surrounding population. It is unbelievable that they feel that they are isolated because of some external force. No, they're doing it to themselves.
Well, what about these countries that are now requiring people who do come into the country to take classes that teach them the history and the culture of that country, the language, and require them to take some of those classes? I mean, you know, there are those on the left who will say that is insulting and oppressive to their native cultures. Right. What do we do?
I think if if you come to America, you're American and nothing else, and American foremost. And I think that what this is we don't have people who respect the culture of the United States of America. I mean, you have people like Katy Perry, for instance. I mean, this woman has said that, oh, we need to give them hugs.
Hug it out.
Yeah, hug it out. Go to hell, Katy Perry. Hold it. You know what? Yeah, hold one of your concerts in Syria and see how that goes. She is not. I mean, these people fundamentally don't understand what is going on here.
But you don't think she's coming from a bad place. You just think they don't get the threats.
Oh, I think they're just completely benign, and they don't understand any of this, and they don't want to understand too. And that's why, I'm so strong against these celebrities who speak out, say, oh, well, we can fight this through love, or it's not really violent. And they don't mean it. We are putting the political correctness of the Islamic culture over our lives of our citizens, and we need to stop that immediately.
Quickly, I want to ask you about the assumption is that the bomb maker was more sophisticated. It wasn't this 22-year-old kid, and that person is still out there and on the loose. How do they track them down? Will there be signature things from the device that went off?
Again, we're dealing with a culture, in Germany and the UK and places like that, where they're more concerned about how it's perceived, if it's perceived as anti-Islamic, than they are if it's going to protect their citizenry. And now, this is a very sophisticated device. This is not something some guy threw together in his bathroom. This is something that is a wider threat, and they need to start looking at these things. And I don't see any initiative from the European Union, on UK and places like that, doing anything about it.
Well, we know that the raids continue, the arrests continue as they try to track down the rest of potentially what they're calling a network or a cell there in Manchester and beyond. We know it'll be part of the discussion in NATO as well for the president.
I sure hope they wise up.
Carl Higbie, good to see you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Bill.